Alright, alright, alright. I have no idea if anyone is watching or if my audio is coming through or if anything is happening that should be happening. But we're live, allegedly. I'd love to know if my microphone is going through, so if anyone can hear me, and then we'll get started with round one of the Tier 6 Gran Turismo 7 League, GT3 League with ALR Season 21. Just gonna get it playing on my laptop. Is there audio? There is audio. There is audio. Oh my god. Hi, how are you doing, Jenna? Welcome to the stream. This is gonna be my first Gran Turismo 7 cast. Hell yeah, lads. Let's go. My little PC has been slightly less than ideal so far tonight. But let's hope to God we can get through this stream without my PC crashing. Let's see this amazing racing for Tier 6 tonight. Here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. As you can see on your beautiful screen. Added towards the end of last season. Or last year, I should say. Gran Turismo. The 4.36 kilometer long track, or 2.7 miles. If you deal in miles. Opened in October 1978, but added to Gran Turismo 7, as I said, at the start of December 2025. First time it has ever appeared on the ALR calendar. Of course, it wasn't even a track recently. And we are racing it for our first race back in Season 21. First race of 2026. 14 turns, as I said. 4.3 kilometers. 4.4, if you want to round up. Let's get into it. Let's first start with, if my button will making up the front row of the grid. Apparently YouTube isn't responding. 1 second. Let me double check what is happening. Crilly on pole with a 1:37. I have no idea how good that time is. Because again, I haven't raced this track. I wasn't here for the Canada race. Efrig making up P2. Only 0.1 seconds behind. We have a Portuguese second row of Beckers and Dirty. With 1 second and 1.2 seconds behind P1. Then the Dutchman of Mike Sands in P5. Inorganic P6. The American of Mr. Dr. Hobo in P7. I believe that is Gum. But we're going off PlayStation names. Ellis in P8. Fudo in P9. And John Orodea making up the 10th position. And then in the last 6 we have the Birds, P11. I2 Point P12, Giles Dotter P13, Lord Hans P14, Crackavelli P15, and Mr. Autismus bringing up the rear of the grid P16. That is your grid for the sprint race. And you know what I say? I say let's just get straight into it, shall we? Let's get to the sprint race, ladies and gentlemen, as we have 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And the lights are out at the start of the race. You can see at the bottom of your screen, we are tracking Mr. Damon as he leads the pack into turn 1. Coming in that Alfa Romeo. The turn 1 and turn 2. Little chicane, kind of a chicane. Seems like we got off scot-free. One bun is in a wall. Who is that? Looks like a Subaru off in the back. But everyone else, bar that one Subaru, unfortunately, making it round turn 1. That is a spin! Who is that? Forehand pusher in a wall as well. Oh my god, this has been absolute chaos already. Sorry, I'm going to have to pause. I'm going to have to take us back for a little minute. I don't want to do this much tonight. But here we go. It looked like one of the Subarus towards the front of the grid. Who was it? Ben Sin in 3rd place. Unfortunately, yes, Subaru, great rally car. Not in this race though, my friend. You're in the wall after turn 2. Unfortunate for him. We move up through the grid. I believe it's around here with on board P8 with Arten Jenner. Just about getting off scot-free, but Fudo, I believe that was. Or was another Brit. Someone that was British, unfortunately, in the wall. Arten Jenner also in the wall. It looks like it's almost too tight. Drivers getting through here. I love the chaos already. We're not even halfway through the race. Let's get back into the cinematic camera as we make our way through up the grid. Let's jump on board with Fudo for a minute, shall we? In what car is he in? He looks like he's in the Audi. From what I hear from a couple mates of mine, not very good in the tyre and fuel department, but a very strong car nonetheless. If you can manage those tyres well, you can get good positions. Him and Gilles jostling for positions as we come up to the hairpin of turn 11. Gilles on a massive lunge, but Fudo managing to pull it back as Gilles hits the wall. God, there's almost... camera angles are almost too tight. Jump on board here with Mike Jansen as he has Gilles Dotter just on his left and the other AMG right behind him. Threat from the team Mercedes. Let's jump towards the front, shall we? Damon and Ollie have completely got away from the pack. Gum, it looks like, coming down for his start of the second lap. Mr. Ellis flashing him. Coming into turn 1 here. 3 battle for third here. All within about 0.2, 0.3. Goodbye, Mike Sands. Thank you for joining. Hopefully, hope to see you later on, maybe. Or on the watch back. Battle for third here. Oh my god, there's too much stuff to talk about. Feel like I burnt my energy. Alright, forehand pusher. Dealing with oversteer. Manages to save it, but will unfortunately lose a bit of time. Let's jump back a little bit, shall we? Mr. Mike Jansen. Coming to what is this? Turn 7 and turn 8. The roars of the GT3 cars as we come through here. Trying to keep my eyes on as many battles as possible. Banana in P9. Who is that? See, some of the people I've got are in-game names. Some of them are ALR names. So I have no idea who Mr. Banana is. Let me see. Let me pull up the Lord Hands stuff, shall we? The stuff that he sent me. Is that... It's not Gum, is it? No, it isn't. Mr. Benson in 10th. P1 and P2 are miles away. Yellow flag as Gum has gone off the track in the Lexus. He'll rejoin the track in P13. That's a very safe rejoin. Good on him. Let's have a look at these last 3 as they make our way around the hairpin into the casino straight. Let's jump on board with Damon as he starts his third lap. Goes quickest. 1 minute 38.2. Very strong from him in the Alfa Romeo. And Ollie in tow with the STI Subaru. Subaru BRZ, I had the pleasure of driving last season. Very strong car. Never driven the STI though. Be very interested in seeing how that fares up against the rest of the grid. Let's jump back on board with a few of the battles. Ellis pulling away from Pusher as he comes up through, what is it, turn 6 roughly? Turn 5 and turn 6, that area. Yeah, Damon and Ollie are in a league of their own in this race. They have managed to pull away very nicely from the rest of the grid. Forehand Pusher in a little bit of clean air now as Ellis is just slightly pulling away in that Porsche. Little snap of oversteer, and for some reason he's got his wipers on. If that makes him go faster, you know what? I'm not gonna commentate on that, but he's got his wipers on. Go for it, mate. Got Fudo and Mike making a push on him in the other Alfa Romeo. Not quite in striking distance, but Fudo has gone off track. As Mike Jansen making a push into 5th position around the back of Fudo. Benson a little bit further back. Gonna need 2 PlayStations to try and handle this. Oh my god. Benson making his way into the hairpin now at turn 11. Making his way now onto the casino straight behind Fudo. Past what used to be the old pit straight. Back before my time. Banana has a half-second penalty. Which, I don't know where the penalty line is. I assume it's on this straight, considering the fact that he's being told he will be forced to decelerate. It is here. Half-second penalty being served. Jenna also served a penalty there. So neither of those will benefit from a penalty or lose from a penalty, because the person behind him is Mr. HK in P10. Looks like things have now started to settle down. I can catch my breath again. Loving that. Also, on a side note, beautiful livery from HK here. Very cool. FC Barcelona inspired. Looks like this is a tight battle here for 10th with Bird and Gum. Remember, P10 does swap into P1 for the feature race on starting position. So if HK can hold this position, he will be starting on pole for the feature. Especially with a track this narrow, he could do well to defend. But at the same time, lots of hard braking opportunities, lots of potential for people to overtake regardless. So, hang on. Jenna's off the road. He's not driving a Dakar. He's in a Porsche 911. Has lost 3 positions to that slight late braking. Banana up in 8th. HK up in 9th. Let's jump forward a little bit. Fudo still chasing down Jansen for 5th position in his Audi. And Benson making a move in the Subaru. 2 down. Unfortunately, does push Jansen a little bit wide. Both of them go on a wide line, which allows Fudo to get back past Benson and again past Jansen. Unfortunately, Benson losing out, but he did push him wide, so I feel like that was good courtesy from him there. If we jump back, a lot more drivers going through the hairpin. Banana just clipping the grass. Not quite enough to cause any loss of time. I made that livery too good for HK. If you're the creator, Hans, then fair enough, it is a very nice livery. Here we go, hang on. Banana's gone wide, loses a position. It'll be a shame if he gets a penalty there as well, but I don't think he will. He did give up the position, he did take courtesy. Here we go, as we go down the run into turn 1. Wish there was a way to kind of lean the camera, but there isn't. Ah well. Polyphony, please make spectating a little bit out for people. You see now, looking at the map, front 2 are gone. Damon and Ollie are just having a nice little Sunday drive out there in the front. They're coming through turn, what is that? Turn 10. Turn 9 and turn 10 with no issues. There's a lot of cars here battling for this feature pole. Not sure that's what they want. I'm sure they'd like points. Like more points in the sprint. But at the same time, you've got to kind of play the strategic game, right? Asking as a spectator, no audio from the game? What? You're not getting audio? Sorry, you're not getting audio from the game? 1 second. I'll see if I can fix that. It should be coming out. Because I'm getting my audio from OBS, and OBS should be streaming to you guys. Anyway, as I get a little bit more info on that, let's go back to the turn 10, what's it called? The turn 10 hairpin. Everyone seems to be making it around that quite well. Not one car. Are you kidding me? Oh, I love OBS and how everything works perfectly. You can hear me, but you can't hear the game. That's slightly stupid. We don't have car sounds rotate. Yeah, I missed that shit. Sorry. Yeah, no, Hans, I'm not doing that. Come on now. I'm not doing that. There's too many car sounds, too much brain power. I'm trying to commentate as well. You know what? I'll pull you into a Discord call. You can do it. No, I have no idea what is going on there then. I'll see if I can try and fix it. No promises. Oh, you're Falcon. Hell yeah. My go. I won't do car sounds though. I appreciate the fact that I like the fact that you're joining in. Thank you, mate. But I'm not being paid enough to do car sounds. We've been looking at Banana long enough. Let's jump forward. I feel like we've neglected these guys at the front. Let's look at Ollie and Damon for a little bit. Putting the burners on. Miles ahead. Fortunately, replays, we don't get the... What's it called? We don't get the split times. So we can only guess as to how far ahead they are. 10, 15 seconds is my guess. But these two are in a league of their own. I would not be surprised if they're in Tier 5, even Tier 4 next season. Given how far ahead they are. Let's go back a little bit. Ellis and Pusher pushing for 3rd place. Ellis is leading by about 0.8 of a second, looks like. I'm very annoyed that my my PlayStation audio isn't coming through because it should all be set up. And I can literally hear it. Unless I do this. Let me know if you can hear that now. I'm not sure though. Anyway, it means I no longer hear audio, which is kind of sucky, but it is what it is. Ellis making his way through turn 6 and turn 7. I'm not going to make a meme out of that. Pusher in tow. Looks like Ellis with the Porsche is making the cornering of that car work a lot better for him. Still nothing. Okay, I'm going to bring the audio back for myself then. Sorry, guys. I don't know why that is happening, and I don't know if I can fix it. I can only apologize. I I'm not quite smart enough. Let's go back a little bit. Benson and Jansen, the Subaru versus the Alfa Romeo. Similar to what we got at the P1 and P2, but the other way around. I love the gold Subaru livery, though. That is a very cool livery, whoever designed that. Fudo in tow by about 0.3 of a second, it looks like. This could be quite a good battle if these guys get the slipstream right. Get a good catch-up. Surprisingly, I've not seen anyone bin it in the Wall of Champions yet. I may have just missed it, but we'll see. Looks very cool, though. Soton pushed out. I can't remember what you're talking about. I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know. I'm very annoyed that this has happened. That the audio has broken. Talk about Wall of Champions. Let's jump back to this group that are just making their way through now. Giles, Gum, and Banana. Very close. Coming through this pit straight. Coming through the start-finish straight. Yeah, get on my street for nothing. I was worried about moving. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm assuming you are a reserve, though, so hopefully we'll see you in one of the races at least. Maybe? Are you? I don't know. Would be very cool to see you in one of the races, to commentate one of your races again. Last time we saw each other was season 17. Oh, what have I done? Here we go. Still, Giles, Gum, and Banana making very good battles here. I'm going to visit some of my race notes, see if there's anyone I can highlight for a little bit and talk about, because it seems that most of the battles have settled down now. So I'd like to drop a few names, see who we can talk about. You know what? Since he's only one driver away, let's start with Jenna in the Porsche, as he is making a big lunge on HK. Unfortunately, not quite enough space to make the pass, but since he was the first to reply to me, other than Giles, we'll come to Giles a little bit later. Down as we come down the casino straight. Long straight. I wish, I'm dead annoyed I missed this race, because it does look like a very fun track. Even though this season I am driving the M6. A little bit of a boat. But hey ho. Mr. Jenner here, who we're on board with. Giles has got a half a second penalty, not a 5-second penalty. He's not Esteban Ocon. It's only half a second. Assumedly he cut the corner in bus stop, but we'll go back to him as he serves that later on. Let's talk about Jenner, shall we? Been a tier 6 regular for a few seasons, as he's told me. But had to take a break for a few seasons. He is now back as a reserve, so this is a race he's serving as a reserve driver. But you know what? P10 so far. He's definitely up in the battles with some of these drivers. Putting in 139s, mid 139s to mid 140s. For what it seems, that's not a terrible lap delta for this team, for this tier, sorry. He says he's looking to improve his racecraft, and he is Scottish. Nice. Scotland forever, as they say. Although, I wish you could differentiate the flags. Unfortunately, we all get the UK flag here. I wish I could have the Jersey flag, and I'm sure he'd wish he had the Scottish flag instead of the Union Jack. But hey ho. He says he's more likely to bring up the rear as well. But hey, he's racing in P10 right now. So his comment on that was definitely wrong. He's also mentioned that he's racing in VR. So considering he's putting his car this close to HK in 9th in VR, I could not do that. That's very impressive for him. As he crosses the line, puts in a 140.2. Starting his final lap. Oh, I've just realised I missed the one stewards report from this race. I feel like at this point, considering it is the last lap, let's jump forward. Up to P1. Damon putting in his another purple sector. He's well clear of Ollie in his Alfa Romeo. Coming through the hairpin at turn 10. Making his way through the casino straight. on his way to a sprint race win, clear of Ollie by a couple seconds. So no matter what he does in this bus stop chicane, he should be winning this race and the points, the big points all for him as he comes through bus stop chicane. No issues there, room to spare. Ollie in tow using all of the track, but unfortunately it's not enough. Damon, your race winner for the Tier 6 sprint race. Ollie coming in P2 with a 1:38.8 for his final lap. Ellis coming through the wall of champions, the last chicane. That is Benson oversteering a little bit, but managing to save it. Ellis P3 and Pusher P4. Benson P5. Jansen and Fudo battling to the line, but Jansen just gets 6th. Fudo gets 7th. Bird coming through the final chicane, using all of the track in that Lexus. That very nicely designed Lexus, I must say. T takes 8th, but I have to look at HK, Jenna, and Gum. HK just about edging him out. Jenna and Gum dragged to the line. They were alongside each other, but Jenna just pips P10. Gum missing out on in the feature pole, unfortunately. Inorganic Banana, Giles Dotter, P12, 13, 14. Lord Hands in 15th. And that means Cracavelli bringing up the rear in P16 in his brand new Ferrari 296 GT3. Here we go. On to the sprint race results. Remember the F1 joke, you're Scottish if you win, but British if you're shit. I love that. Or the other way around. I love that. I've never heard that one before, but then again, I'm new to F1. Anyway, here you go, your sprint race results. Crilly, 74 with the race win, 16 minutes, 25 seconds, and the fastest lap point, as we saw towards the end. Go keep this on as I get the feature race up in the background. Efrig making up P2, also known as Ollie in game, which has just made me realize I should probably actually get up the the standings so I can see how the names translate. That is the Photoshop file, not the image file. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Ellis P3 in his Porsche 911 RSR, Dirty 63 in P4. Mike Sands in P5. Fudo P6. Beckers P7. The Birds I2 points and John Aldea making up the last of the top 10. They will be starting John Aldea P1 I2 point P2 in the feature race to come shortly. And then here we go, the last 6 drivers. Mr. Dr. Hobo, also known as Gum, Inorganic, Autismus, Giles Dotter, Lord Hands, and Cracavelli bringing up the rear. That is your sprint race results. Thank you. That was way too much time in Photoshop. There we go. That is your sprint race finishing positions. It's almost time to the feature race. Unfortunately, I still don't know how the hell to fix the audio, so hopefully that'll be fixed for next week, because I'd love to have audio at the Nürburgring. But until then, you guys can imagine the race noises. I don't know. It really does annoy me though, so apologies for that. I am very annoyed about that. You know what? This time we're just going to go for race info. We're not going to go for the speed. Why not? Make it look like an actual broadcast somewhat. We are readying up. Going to start with our P1 driver, Mr. Jenner. Also known as... Yeah, that's on Jenner. Yeah, no, that's John Ord... I can't remember. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. Sprint race. Mr. John Ordea. Yes, it was right. I'm getting confused because some of the names I put on the bloody thing are GT names and some of them are ALR leaderboard names. So I'm really confusing myself. I'm not making it easy for myself in my first cast, am I? But hey ho. Making our way for the feature race here in Canada at the circuit, Gilles Villeneuve. Arsene Jenner making up P1, HK making up P2. P2. I don't know. I can't speak. Anyway, 26 laps of this 2.7 mile circuit. You know what, if you guys can't hear the audio, I'm just going to turn it down because I'm actually deafening myself. Here we go. The race has begun. Ayrton Senna, HK, rolling start, so we shouldn't see many dive bombs here. However, I say that. HK in the Audi is already alongside Jenna on the inside. He does have to back out a little bit earlier. Jenna is keeping P1. HK in P2 with Elbert just on behind him. Fudo, Jansen, Benson, and forehand pusher Ollie making up the top 8. Looks like we got through that with no issues. Proud of you guys. Congratulations. Jump on board with Fudo as he's building up a little bit of a gap behind him. Benson, Jansen battling a little bit. Again, the Subaru Alfa Romeo seems to be like it's going to be a proper rivalry this season, at least in this race. These two, you cannot pull them away from each other. Forehand pusher and Ollie. Let's jump back a little bit more. We got Ollie, of course, P2 in the last race. Damon P1, he has dropped a position, starting from P10. Ellis... Oh, Ollie not leaving enough room, does go off the track, but you know, if he doesn't get a penalty, I'd be very surprised. A lot more cars in front. Let's jump in front as we go into the hairpin. Jenna, keeping a space, does go wide. HK, that was a little bit disgusting from HK, I do have to say. Spun him round, that was rude, but you know what, he's taken P1. I don't think that ended up being a steward's report, because I did make a note. That could have been a very easy report. Ah, I've clicked the wrong button again. HK, though, out in the lead, leading about half a second from Fudo and Elbert, who are going side by side. Let's look at this. Fudo just leaving enough space. It was a bit sketchy through there, but they're both through. They're both alive. Jump back a little bit. Looks like most people have made it through fine. HK leading the way. Back into the cinematic camera. We're on board with Pusher in the Citroen GT. Again with his wipers on. I'm not sure if he's thinking like, yeah, it's like pushing the air side to side. It's like making it, giving him a bit more thrust. But hey, if it works, it works. Looks like we're getting through these early stage turns in the first couple sectors. Quite easy. Coming through turn 5 here now. And the turn 6 and 7 chicane. Now we jump on board with Ollie, who's made up a few positions from P9 start up into P7. Leading the Porsche and the Alfa Romeo behind him of Ellis and Damon. God, what a nice camera angle that was. That golden Subaru. Beautiful. Have to say. Has to be said. You know what? I have just realised I should probably switch this on, shouldn't I? So I can see what tyres they're on. Ollie on the racing mediums. Be interested to see what the guys behind him on. Mediums as well. I don't know what the pit strategy was for this race. I mean, if someone in the comments would like to tell me. Whose comms? It is myself, Mr. Fremons 2004. You can find my YouTube channel in the description. I'm a tier 5 driver. I'm new here. Hopefully you like what I'm doing. Mr. Ellis in P8 we're on board with right now. I say on board with. We're following. God, some beautiful camera angles of Canada. I'm loving this. Seems to me he's found a pocket of open air in that Porsche. Right behind the Subaru. And right in front of Gum, who is in the Lexus. Taking a little bit too much curb. He has gone quite wide there, but not wide enough to hit the wall of champions. He has stayed alive in that Lexus. In a very nice pocket of air there. Leading Damon, the winner of our sprint race before. Medium soft, is that what the strategy was? Okay. Interesting. So I'm guessing a lot of people... Of course, Damon isn't. I raced against you yesterday. Tier 5 white, yes. Who are you, DRS? I feel like I should know. Get back to me on that. Anyway, Damon, it looks a little bit unstable in that Alfa Romeo. I'm not sure if it's the connection, but it looks like he's twitching a little bit. Going fastest in that sector by 6/10. This could be a very strong lap from him. He is on the softs. Yellow flag ahead. What has happened to Birds? Hang on. I'm going to need to go back a little bit. What has happened to Bird? I don't want to do this much. Oh, I've gone too far back. Apologies for that. I'm new to this. Let's jump on board with Bird quickly as we go back through this lap 3. Looks like, oh, just a little bit. I don't know if that's a bit too much power, if there was a bit of slip on the curb or what, but unfortunately a bit too much of an oversteer. He has lost a lot of places there. Lucky he got ghosted. so the rest of the field could drive past and carry on the race. I believe that is him, his Aero, unfortunately in the last. DRS, Porsche. You're one of the strong drivers, aren't you? You're one of the ones at the front. I think I remember. I don't remember all the names in my tier for some reason. There's a lot of people that are new to me still. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the comps. Any notes, any feedback will be appreciated. Now, as the race is starting to even out, let's go back for a few more of our race notes from what people have sent me. Look at Jansen for a minute in his Alfa Romeo, taking all the curb without hitting the sausage curbs. Of course you did. Of course you did. Yeah, of course you did. Yeah. No, I remember now. Congrats for that, by the way. Congrats for the feature win. Anyway. Alfa Romeos do seem to be very popular. Oh, he's got the Assetto Corsa flag on the back of his car. That's very cool. The Assetto Corsa UK flag. I have to say, there's some very nice liveries in this tier. She doesn't understand a word. Unfortunately, I am from Jersey, but we speak Gérrier, not French. So I can't start commentating in French, but I will say bonjour. And hopefully she understands that. Anyway. I want to jump on board with Gilles' daughter for a minute. Actually, scratch that. Lord Hansa's got a half-second penalty in the 296. I would say this is my first time as well actually watching anyone drive the 296. I did a few laps when it was new. Looks like a very, very lovely car, first of all. But from what I've seen, it has not been very competitive compared to some of the older GT3s. But I do have to say, it's a beautifully styled car. This is the car that my uni team have been driving with in ACC. Very strong in that and very beginner friendly. We've got the two 296s being very close to each other. But I do want to jump on board with Mr. Gilles' daughter for a second. He does go slightly wide in the exit of the hairpin. Mr. Bird has clawed back a little bit of time on him after that incident earlier on. But Gilles messaged me before starting this cast. Did want me to mention the fact that he's back racing ALR after missing I believe one season. That's a really unfortunate time to start watching him, as he kit clatches a little bit too much sausage curb on the right side, goes straight into the wall of champions. Hopefully, that is a sign of good things, because that wall has claimed some people that are very strong, right? That's why it's called the wall of champions. I need to turn my thing on to do not disturb. I've just realized. I'll remember that for next race. But yeah, anyway, sorry. Back to what we were saying. Gilles messaged me. He gave me a little bit of background information on himself. First of all, he was an in real life endurance racer back in 2007 in the European Amateur Endurance Championship. So a man with a little bit of real world experience here, racing in Tier 6. Said his closest he was to winning a championship was in season 19. I believe you mentioned it was constructors, but I didn't mention that. I didn't differentiate on my Word document, so I should probably clarify that with him, or he can comment it. I don't know. Anyway, he was close to championship in 2019, but in season 19. But unfortunately missed out due to missing a few races due to some health issues, and more recently. He's back in ALR, as I mentioned, after dealing with, as he does push Gum a little bit wide there. Seems to me that getting it narrow on that turn has not been a thing, but it looks like he's letting him back pass as a bit of courtesy. Good on you. Missed out on a few season 19 races due to some illness, which actually caused him to have a leg amputated, as I believe he said. I believe he said it was his right leg. So he's back in ALR after missing a season. Learning how to re-race with only one leg. I have to tip my hat to the dedication of this man. Learning how to race in Tier 6. Learning how to relearning how to race, I should say, sorry. He says his brakes are good. I can confirm I drove the AMG in season 19. I've clicked the wrong button again. AMG has very strong brakes, so hopefully he can relearn and he can make some very impressive plays this season. I'm looking forward to seeing him race, as I will be commentating for the rest of this season. So, Gilles, I tip my hat to you. You're an inspiration to us all. Keep on racing, my friend. But let's jump back into a bit of the action, shall we? Jumping into the turn 6 and turn 7 chicane. Pusher losing a little bit on the outside. Seems to be oversteering in the Citroens a lot. I am not too sure about the drivetrain of this car, but probably look it up. Then the turn 8 and 9 chicane. Very smooth there, using all the track on the exit. Thought they were all driving EVs. Blade Runner, I do apologize. I'm not sure why, but my OBS isn't capturing my PlayStation's audio, but it is because I can hear it. But for some reason, it's not broadcasting it, so I need to figure it out before next week. I apologize. I mean, Citroen do make a lot of EVs, but this is not one. I can hear the engine, and oh my, it sounds beautiful. It will be fixed, I swear. Let's bump up a little bit, though. So, I want to find Fudo. Oh, well, that was easy. He's in P1. Fudo messaged me. He's a previous Constructors champion. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive stuff. Can't remember which tier or which car or which season. But he is a Constructors champion, and he is showing that in his Audi R8 LMS Evo. Up in P1. Some beautiful lines, some very smooth lines. But Benson making a dive bomb into the turn 6-7 chicane. He has taken P1 in the Subaru WRX. Beautiful stuff from him. Well, very well done to him. Mike Jansen lurking in the Alfa Romeo, a car that has shown its strength already this race. Going a little bit wide on the exit of turn 8, but just about bringing it back in turn 9. Still alive. I love the 2 slow racing sticker. Very cool. He is absolutely not slow, though. He is putting some pace down. 1:39.1 is his fastest lap. Only 0.2 slower than the fastest. Mr. Damon, of course, our winner from the sprint race. Don't know about the inspiration part. I do what I can. Oh, yeah. Wait. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. So I'm very, very impressed. I'm looking forward to seeing you race more. Anyway, Mike Jansen starting on the racing softs, about halfway done on the right-hand side of tyres. Picks up a half-second penalty through the last chicane. So we'll serve that on the next lap. But doesn't look like he's going to lose out as Mr. HK, the car behind, has only just started the 8th lap. He's a few seconds behind. In a battle as well, a 3, maybe 4-way battle. Ellis going up the inside, but it switches straight back on him, so he does lose the space again. Damon looks on the inside. Not quite enough speed to get past. The order stays from P4 down. HK, Ellis, Damon, and Ollie as they are making their way through turn 4 now. Now turn 5. And Point de la Concourse, I believe it's called. I don't know. Ellis goes wide. HK also goes wide. Didn't know Audi made lawnmowers. He has saved it. Ollie in the WRX just also alive. Subaru with that rally heritage. Ellis has a bit of clean air now. Banana and Damon. Banana going a little bit wide. Catching the sausage curb, but is all right. But Damon with that Alfa Romeo, he is putting it to work. There's a lot of cars in this midsection now. Or in this mid pack, I should say, not midsection. Coming into the hairpin. Damon on the inside of Ellis does take the 7th position. I can't remember if he was already in it. My short-term memory loss is going crazy. He's also a racing soft driver, started on the racing softs. I'm sure with a medium soft, I believe people said. He'll be coming into the pits within the next couple laps. It'll be interesting to see how long he can stretch those softs to go. Considering they're about 3/5 of the way done now. Can't be long. A lot of congestion in the last bus stop chicane. Makes it through safely, all of them, but they were going quite slow. Better to err on the side of caution, I guess, when there's that many cars around you. Yellow flag ahead. What's happened? Jansen in the wall. I'm going to assume that was a snap of oversteer he had, or a snap of oversteer tried to overcorrect. We'll go back. We'll have a look, shall we? On board with him. Went wide, clipped the grass. That's what it was. Lost the traction on the outside wheels. He had plenty of space behind him, but unfortunately with how narrow this track is, what was a crash in P3. He did rejoin in P5 though, but meant that Banana and the rest of the lads from P6 downwards in that big group have caught up now. That's going to be a really unfortunate loss of 2 positions. We'll sit on board with him for a minute, shall we? As he makes his way around turn 5. Let's see, has he, Mr. Mike Sands, he has given me some information about him. So let's jump on board with him as we talk about it. I say jump on board, follow him. As Mr. ALR Mike Sands, aka Goat of ALR on Discord. Love that for you. He's raced in ALR for a few years now, or for a few seasons, I should say. Sorry, with F1 since season 7 or season 8. I can't remember what season of F1 we're on now, because I don't follow that. But he's racing almost every ALR competition, bar the Esports League. He said he is a constructors championship in the 2 hours endurance series races, which unfortunately I missed. I joined like as the season was ending, so that kind of sucks. I'd love to have done that. And then he has a race win in an F1 sprint in season 12. Nothing yet in Gt7, bar of course a 2-hour endurance. I've clicked the trigger again. Comes through that chicane on this final turn of lap 9. Also another driver who started on the racing softs. His tyres look to be struggling a lot more than anyone else. Could be due to that spin. Could be due to the fact that he's just sending it. Can't remember where did he finish. He finished P5, so he's made up 1 position. I mean, he was up to P3, so he's made up a few positions. Unfortunately, not quite enough. Probably not where he wanted to be on this 10th lap. Let's go back to the chat. Let's go back down to Damon. Of course, our sprint race winner from earlier. He is trailing in organic by about 0.2-0.3 per second right now. Making his way around the turn 6 and 7 chicane, whatever you want to call it, complex. Loving the Jägermeister sponsorship. Very nice. I would say I'll be having one later, but I don't have any in at the minute. Anyway, Mr. Damon. 2nd season in ALR. Not bad at all from him. He says he's never got a podium or a win, but a best finish of 8th. Well, he can ignore that now, considering he is a sprint race winner. I believe it was Damon, right? Yeah, it was Damon. I've got to make sure I'm not being an idiot. Anyway, starting on the racing softs, I believe same as his other driver in the Alfa Romeo. Also, I'd like to apologise for any Europeans for me using miles per hour, but suffer. Inorganic looking like he went a little bit wide there. Damon making a position on him. He'll have the inside at least coming into this turn 1. Will he? Yeah, he's well ahead. He's well ahead. He'll keep P7 through sector 1. It seems like P6, P5, just ahead in his reach. He knows he has the skill. He just needs to put it to good use as he's making his way through this tight technical sector. Coming in as he comes into turn 6 now. Jumping on board with... Who should we jump on board with? I don't know. Let's jump on board with Mr. Dirty 63. Where is he? One of the Portuguese drivers. Mr. 4N Pusher. Also known as Dirty 63. I don't know why 2 completely different names, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. P14 currently in the Citroen. I have to say, Giles, I'd like to make the point that, first of all, it's the right side of the road. As Foreign Pusher makes his way up to P13. I was looking at the chat as... Thanks, Giles. We used the right side of the road because we weren't conquered by... what's his name? Short guy, Napoleon. And Japan drives on the right side of the road, and I'd like to argue that they're the best civilization on Earth. So, have that. Anyway, sorry, 3N Pusher. Back to what we were saying. Dirty 63, also known as... Here's a previous Constructor Championship. They are, I don't know. They're previous Constructor Champion. Alison Jenner, Damon, both believe they're both... Oh, he's a Porsche driver. Damon's an Alpha driver. Jansen's an Alpha driver. All three of them starting on softs. In the pits now. Getting their fuel, getting their new tyres. But yeah, Pusher is a previous Constructors champion who started this race on the mediums. I have yet to drive the Citroen, but I've only heard good things. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like this track is well suited to it. I've seen a lot of Citroens doing a lot of oversteering right now. So, as was just demonstrated, I'm not quite sure. Maybe maybe they've got the traction control off, which I have to salute. Or maybe it is just a Citroen issue. But you know what? I can't complain. It's a very cool looking livery either way. And I'm a sucker for a good livery. So, very strong pushing from Mr. 4N Pusher. Jump back onto the Discord chat, shall we? Mr. Bird. Where is Mr. Bird? Jump through the standings. Bessin? I don't know. Bessin is gone. Like, Subaru is gone. He's left the rest of the grid in the dust as he makes his way halfway through the race roughly now. Again, your livery is the best. I'll come back to you in a minute. I do like the AMG. It's very nice. I believe you're the AMG, right? Well, we'll double check it. It goes purple, Sector 1. And I'll see if it translates to an actual fastest lap on half-worn medium tires. It's crazy work. But like I said before, I was fortunate enough to drive the what's it called? My brain has gone. Tier 5 White, I believe, is Gilles, right? I believe Gilles is doing it. He was doing it last season. Anyway, I was lucky enough to drive the Subaru BRZ last season. Have yet to drive the WRX, but if they're very similar, I have to say, especially around this track, I would not be surprised if the WRX ends up being one of the stronger cars here. Ah, you'll see if I blew. Ah, right. Peugeot. We've got a car! Commentating. No, joking. I'd love to see if Benson, Beckers, whatever they're... It's really annoying because everyone has a different name between the Discord and the PlayStation, but well. Anyway, Beckers, Benson. It's also weird because this person, I believe is Beckers, has a Portuguese flag on the ALR standings, but a French flag in the game, which makes no sense to me. It was really confusing. Anyway, off in the lead. We'll let her do a thing. Them. Fudo and Ollie, second and third. Another WRX in the top 3. Wow. Subaru's really cooking around here. Fudo catching a little bit of patch of grass. Yeah, some people are changed. Fudo going wide. We'll see the position to Ollie. It's a Subaru 1-2 right now. Very strong drive from these two. Ollie, of course, P2 from the sprint race. So making up very good ground, starting at P9 in this race. Speed very low through that hairpin. Very tight turn. Let's move it back a little bit. Who was I going to try and find? Mr. Bird. Ellis picking up a half-second penalty. Inorganic picking up a 1-second penalty. Got to assume those are for corner cuts, but I'm not too sure where. Probably around the 8 and 9 hair turns, right? Probably. Anyway, Mr. Bird, as he defends, I believe, a position from his teammate. But I have to say, by the way, this... I'm going to go chase cam for this. The alternate colours of the same livery are beautiful. Very well done to whoever designed these liveries out of the team. But you guys have done a great job. That looks very good. Looks like he went a slight little bit wide through there. An organic first of the mediums to pit, along with Ellis. That I've seen, anyway. Yeah, no, I have to say, very, very, very cool liveries from these two. Mr. Bird has told me his backstory. 4th season in ALR. Joined in season 18 for the last couple of races. So this is his 3rd full season. Teaming, of course, with Gum or Mr. Dr. Hobo, however you prefer, ahead of him. Running a nice 5-6 as we go through turn 6 and 7. Ah, because you're Portuguese living in France. Right, that makes sense. Fair enough. Thank you for clarifying. Anyway. Bex is my dog. It's my dog's name. Fair enough. Love that. Anyway, back to Mr. Bird. As we go onto the cinematic camera as he comes through the turn 10 hairpin. Nice early apex. Using all the track. What was I doing? I'm losing my train of thought so much. It's not good. Anyway, 3rd full season since joining. Seen with Gum, of course. He's won the constructors he's run the constructors in Ferrari in season 19, his 1st full season, I believe. Very strong from him. He's had a few podiums, a race win last season, and he said he did mention that it was only thanks to a penalty for P1. But hey, a win is a win. Fair play. So still waiting for a proper one. Hopefully this season. Maybe. You never know. Lexus, pretty strong car choice. Especially for some of the more wider tracks, I reckon. I reckon Red Bull Ring potential. Maybe. We'll see. He also pointed out, based on the results in the first couple of races, actually getting worse. Livery designed by Ollie. Very cool. Oh, of course, the Subaru team. I'm losing my train of thought so much I forgot who I was talking about for a second. Yeah, the gold Subaru, beautiful, I have to say. The alt color the Lexuses, I'm a big fan of. I think when Gilles sent it to me, the AMG was one of my favorites, which we'll go back to. Is that a Gundam? Sorry, is that a Gundam livery? Hell yeah! My mate Logan would love that. He's a massive Gundam fan. Anyway, very cool. I love people putting effort into very cool liveries. They're very cool. But very cool livery from Mr. Banana in 6th in the ALR. Ollie and Fudo both pitting on the mediums at the end of lap 16. With how far ahead they are, they should emerge in those positions. Maybe 1 or 2 behind. As Gum and Bird, looks like they're also going into the pits, actually. Gonna stay on board with Banana for a little bit. We are on a Gundam livery, but different ones. So same but different. Similar to the Lexuses, right? Very cool. You know what? I'll jump back to you, Gilles. 1 second. Crackavelli jumping into the pits. Where's the pit line? Right there. Okay. So you still have to kind of slow down for the lines. Making it into the pits with no fuel left. That is a very bold. We'll say that at least. Ellis up into P6. Bird on the pit exit. Losing a couple positions, but he should make them back. His pit lane is very friendly to the exits. And Gum just behind. HK just behind him. Where is Mr. Gilles? In the pits. Another Gundam livery. I have to say, they are very cool. And the Patreon legend as well. You played Expedition 33? What do you mean? I've not touched them yet. I've not touched it. I got it for Christmas. I haven't played it. Anyway, Gundam, very cool. I like the same but different, like the same theme but different liveries. They're very cool. And the Patreon legend, got to give a shout out to that. Back up to Benson, or Beckers, of course. Up in P1, getting his fuel in the Subaru, and the gold Subaru. Hopefully the gold Subaru leads to some wins. Would love to see that. P2, Ollie. making his way through the final chicane as Beckers is leaving the pits. That just to give you a little bit of context of how far ahead Beckers is. Most drivers, I believe, maybe all of the drivers probably, have completed all their pit stops now. So now it is a 9-lap sprint to the finish, I believe. Yeah, Subaru styling is elite. I'm not at all biased from last season. Anyway, anyone else I've missed out on? Fudo, racing season 16. So this is their 6th season. Racing this season in the Audi. Has won a Constructors back in season 18, I believe. Said 3rd season, so season 18. We got a lot of Constructors winners in this race, I've just realised. A lot of them. Making their way through turn 8 and turn 9. Taking a little bit of a wide exit out of turn 8. Catching a sausage curb in turn 9, but making it stable enough. Got plenty of gap behind either way. Let's jump on board with Damon as they take the same line. Seems maybe I'm wrong. Maybe catching a bit of sausage curb is the way to go because a lot of people are doing that. Ellis isn't though. I need to watch my words. Elbird right on the bumper of Ellis. And Gum right on the bumper of Bird, but with a half-second penalty. Esteban Ocon isn't in this race. I need to stop saying 5 seconds. Oh, that was rude, Bird. He does give way and lets Ellis go through, but it does give Gum the ability to pass quite easily. Lots of pushing, lots of slight speeds. Slight a bit too much speed. I don't know what I'm saying, man. But you know what? I'm also seeing a lot of courtesy in this tier. So have to give a lot of respect. We have a Porsche, a Lexus, and an Audi within about a second of each other coming into turn 1 here. HK goes 1.2 seconds quicker than their fastest lap. Of course, on the softs now. 139.2. Pretty strong with that. FC Barcelona livery. I love it, man. I love the liveries. DRS, I hated this track, apparently. I didn't race it. I'm mad about it. But at the same time, the M6 boat probably wouldn't have got around it very well. So I'm happy to give one of the Ellis. Bird going on the outside of Ellis makes the inside for turn 7. Gum profiting off a little bit of hip and shoulder between Ellis and Bird. Now both Lexus are up into P5, P6. Ellis dropping back 2 positions. HK pressuring Ellis now as we go into turn 8. Long side, but not quite enough. HK has to back off a little bit earlier. Ellis peaks at P7. This seems to be where all the action is right now. This battle for 5th. 2 Lexuses running away with that top 5, top 6 finish. Ellis and HK battling a little bit. I feel like these two, they're not on the same team, but they do need to work together a little bit. Because Lexus definitely will be working together as they go alongside each other down the big casino straight. A long way down here into a big stopping point as we head into the final chicane. And of course, the Wall of Champions. Not seen many people bin it there yet, which I'm kind of sad about. I'd have loved to have seen a lot of people bin it there. But most people pushing it right to the limits. Gilles, I don't want to hear anything about the Merc being the boat. I used it in season 19, and I had at that time my best season yet. Ellis making a big dive bomb on HK. Sticks it, but unfortunately because of the inside on turn 1, makes the outside on turn 2. HK getting plenty of space back. Got a nice few cars lengths of it behind him there to use into some of these braking zones in the technical sector as he makes his way through turn 5 and now into turn 6, I believe. Need to look at the track map less and less now. I'm learning the corner numbers. Ellis making his way back through. Does go on the outside of HK, but in the inside into turn 7. He's alive. Now there's another 4 drivers in contention, but now for P7, the 2 Lexus drivers have absolutely sped away in P5 and P6. They should be, as long as they keep it clean, they should be able to keep those 2 positions for themselves. I'd actually, wait 1 second. Ellis is on hards. Why? Apparently the strat was medium soft. So, interested to see that. But you know what? It's a narrow track. Strong defense will help him there. And the Porsche is quite good in corners. Less so in the straights, I did find, in my season with the Porsche. I love boat cars. Not an MR racer. Strange, my RL experience was in an MR, in brackets, car. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll kind of just drive anything. And to be honest, I left a lot of the decision-making up to my teammate. Because I wasn't here for the first race, so I had to give them best possible option. We ended up with the M6 either way, so a bit of a boat. But you know what? Nürburgring last night did very well. Catch that on Saturday. Hopefully you'll be back, and hopefully we'll have audio by then. Mr. Fudo, we've got a livery, but created one for the Nürburgring. Can't wait to see that. Looking forward to it. Ellis going a little bit wide. HK getting a little bit oversteery through the exit of, I believe that was turn 4, I want to say. Lots of drivers in this section. This seems to be where most of the drivers are now. Gum and Bird. Bird, unfortunately, with a half-second penalty. Gum leading the way from his teammate by about half-second anyway. These two drivers will, with pretty safe driving, should keep these positions. Let's jump up with Damon on his way now through down the casino straight. Has so much clean air. He making use of all the nice park in Canada. Not having to breathe down the exhaust pipe of other drivers like everyone else behind him. Fudo, also clean air, but he does have Damon in his mirrors. Of course, Damon has won a race already that night, so that thought is there for the rest of the drivers. Ollie in the Subaru, clear by miles. Plenty of space in front of him as well from his teammate, Becker, also in a gold Subaru. These two have all but won it with 4.5 laps left. I'd be very surprised if one of these two drivers ends up outside of the top 2. Porsche don't like straights. Had an R8 catching on the Nürburgring straight. Yeah, I drove the 911 in season 18 when we had Daytona. Terrible. Terrible. Which sucked because I didn't really take into account the top speed. It was a great track because we had Nürburgring on that calendar as well, and it was my highest finish of any race so far. But unfortunately, yeah, no, it just wasn't strong enough for a very top speed heavy calendar, which I'm annoyed about because I didn't make a great livery. But yeah, can't complain too bad about the Porsche. It is very good in a technical circuit. Elbird catching a bit of sausage curb, goes wide through, I believe that was turn 9. But still in plenty of clear air. No issues will arise from that. Let's jump on with Ellis and HK side by side, coming into the hairpin. HK brakes later, but both of them make the turn very easily. HK is up into 7th. Ellis P8 in that Porsche, which is not where you want to be. You do not want to be in this position coming down the straight. I mean, yes, you could get a pretty decent tow, but with HK that far ahead, it won't be enough to keep up with him. You'll have to make up his time in the next lap. And with the laps ticking down, it's not enough time. Jansen behind in... Is that the Ferrari? It's one of the Ferraris. Oh, no, it's the Alpha. Sorry, that was bad. Jansen in the Alpha in a decent pocket, has the potential to lunge, but probably not enough, and you probably don't want to risk it. I wouldn't. He's keeping the gap close enough that he could get a decent tow at some point in this lap. Ellis going wide. I don't know what has happened to Ellis. I don't know. It's unfortunate. He's lost so many positions in the last few turns. He is... Oh, it's the racing hards. That's what it is. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to come into their element in time enough for him to keep a very high position on this track. He will probably be finishing around where he is, but with so many drivers around, you never know the pressure. He may drop another position, especially from an inorganic who's only he's on the bumper pretty much. Looks like he's making a move on the outside. It's, what is this, turn 8. Not quite enough room into turn 9 now. Goes a little bit wider off the line, but no issues. sitting about the same distance from Ellis. What a lovely view of Canada we have there. 5 drivers coming into the hairpin. 1 driver in the Alpha. Who is that? Mike Jansen does a lunge on HK, but can't. He does make it stick, kind of. HK almost going for the switchback, but unfortunately just not quite enough pace. Jansen up into 7th. HK on the bumper in 8th. Ellis back, P9 back on the bumper of HK. 4 coming into the bus stop. Most of them are alongside each other. This could be messy. Inorganic going wide. Jansen, HK, and Ellis making it fine. Is Inorganic in the pits? Inorganic is in the pits. Interesting. I wasn't expecting anyone else to be on the pits anytime soon. Jenna coming through the final chicane now. Inorganic should have enough fuel to make it to the end of the race. So, Jenna will probably not get past Inorganic here. He does as he gets past the pit lane, but the exit... Oh, wait, no, maybe? Maybe? If he holds it, if he can hold it. Jenna does hold it. Inorganic comes out just a little bit behind. He's got a pit line cutting penalty. That is heartbreak right there. 3.5 seconds to serve on the fastest part of the track. Feel bad, man. Feels bad. He does have a little gap from forehand pusher, but with that much penalty to serve, unfortunately, I just don't see him retaining that position. Banana, how far behind is Banana? Few seconds behind. There is potential that Banana could catch as well. And Crackavelli right behind. I don't think he will. Just about. Inorganic. I do want to stay on board with Inorganic for a little bit. Which one is he on the... I'm really blind. Yeah. Car number 64. Here we go. Coming through the hairpin. Just behind Jenna. Making actually quite good pace through that hairpin. Made up a good bit of time on Jenna there. Getting a little bit of a draft down the straight, but unfortunately, it's all in the bin as he serves this penalty. Forehand pusher. Straight past. Banana. Will we see Banana pass? No. Too far away. Earth Federation Space Force. Love it. I love the Gundam. A little bit wide. That is in the wall. The wall of champions has claimed a victim. Finally, I've seen a victim be claimed. Crackavelli getting a little bit faster exit, making a bit of a move on Banana there. Does retain P13 through the first 2 turns. Gilles has been blue flagged. Ollie is just behind. That is the Wall of Champions has claimed another. Caught a little bit too much sausage curb on the right. Unfortunate to see as he gets back going. Gets going again. 1 lap down. I feel like I should now start bringing the attention back to the front of the field. Back onto the gold Subaru of Mr. Becker's. Car number, what is it? Car number 213. The gold Subaru making the way through turn 6. And now turn 7. Little snap of oversteer there. Nothing terrible though. You can afford to make a little mistake now. You're currently 1 minute 37.3 as the fastest lap held by Becker's. Now through turn 8 and turn 9. A little bit of sausage curb on both corners, but no loss of time. Jump back with the teammate, making the way through the same turn complex. Also in a gold Subaru. Gold really does mean winning in this race. Gold is the new silver as well. Top 2 being taken by the same team, same car. Love that for these drivers. Go back a little bit. The next closest driver is a long way away. 15, 16 seconds-ish behind. But again, back with Beckers as they make their way through the final 2 turns, final chicane. Keeps himself out of the Wall of Champions. But that doesn't take away from the fact that they are the champion of the week 1 race of Season 21. ALR GT3 Season 6. Season 21. Tier 6. I can't speak. Ollie taking P2. Subaru 1-2. Very well done to those two drivers. And a fastest lap point as well to boot. What's not to love? Fudo picking up a half-second penalty through the final chicane, but it is not enough to take that P3 away from them. They finish P3. P4 with Damon in the Alfa Romeo. It's a very strong drive from P10 after winning the sprint race. Gum now P5 in the beautiful purple Lexus. A little bit of social curb on the first turn. Nothing on the second turn. Beautiful exit. Picking up P5. As you see, Lord Hans there in P16 finishing his race. P15 as well, probably also finished, I believe. We'll go back. Mr. Bird now in the other Lexus, P6, holding that P5 and 6. Jensen taking P7 in the other Alfa Romeo. HK in the Audi. Ellis in the Porsche, P8, P9. And Inorganic making their way through the last two turns. Going a little bit deep on the first of the chicane, but just retaining enough speed to keep Jenna away. Inorganic takes P10. Jenna in the second Porsche takes P11. Cracavelli now through the chicane. No issues in the first Ferrari 296 taking P12. 4N Pusher taking P13. Banana, the final driver on the track, yet to finish since Gilles and Lord Hans unfortunately got lapped. Banana in the Mercedes, P14. That is the race. And that is week 1 of Season 21, ALR Tier 6. Here's your feature race standings with 43 minutes, 37 seconds raced by the P1 finisher of Becker's in the Subaru WRX car number 213. Fastest lap point as well. So congrats to them. And the teammate P2, Efrig, Ollie, Subaru WRX as well. Only 8.5 seconds behind car number 205. A very strong drive from the Subarus there. Not Fudo in P3 with the Audi R8. Crilly P4 in the Alfa Romeo. Lexus 5 and 6, Mr. Dr. Hobo. And the Birds. Mike Sands P7 in the Alfa Romeo 4C. In the second Alfa Romeo 4C, I should say. I2 Point P8 in the R8. Ellis P9. And rounding out the top 10 in Organic in the Citroen GT. And then John Oradea, I cannot say that name. I think I got it right. Put in the Porsche, in the other Porsche 911 RSR P11, Cracavelli P12, Dirty 63 in the Citroen C3, Citroen GT. I can't speak. Autismus in P14 and the Mercedes AMG 20. Gilles Dutter also in the AMG 20, finishing P15. Unfortunately, one lap down, and the same story with Lord Hans in the Ferrari 296, bringing up the rear, and that brings us to the rankings. And yes, I have just grabbed the screenshot instead of making a cool, nice little graphic. Here we are. Damon leading the charge on 35 points. A fastest lap point, a pole point, a win, and a P4. Totaling 35 points total. Only one ahead of Ollie in the WRX, who has a very consistent P2 and P2. 34 points. And as you can see there, that is how the rest of the table is shaping up. 2 different winners already. 2 different fastest laps. A pole position for Crilly, aka Dayman. I'm not going to get used to all the different names. And of course, Team WRX taking P1 in the championship so far by 11 points, if my maths is right. I think it is. GCSE maths, let's go. And P2, of course, Alfa Romeo 4C, P3, the Audi R8. And then, for some reason, Lexus is in there twice. I'm not going to question. I will make sure they change that for next time. And, of course, the Porsche 911 in P... I'm going to say that's P5. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me on my first ever cast of ALR. Hope you enjoyed. Any notes, except for fix the audio, down below. Or message me on Discord. You know where to find me. Let me know how I did. Let me know what I need to do. Thank you guys for watching. I'll join you on Saturday. This time, not Tuesday. Saturday. For the Nürburgring 24-hour race. Not actually 24-hour, but the 24-hour layout. Look forward to seeing you guys there. Thank you. Good night.